Hi, friends. Good morning. Happy Wednesday on this beautiful day. It's always a beautiful day. I'm going to wait to see if anybody else pops in before we get started. I see Miss Alana. Hi, Alana. All right. We'll just see if anybody else pops in the next minute, and then we will get started. Hi, Alexis. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right, we will get started. So welcome back to another Wellness Wednesday. Today, we are going to be talking about one of my favorite simple health hacks on how you can reduce your exposure to pesticides and chemicals from fruits and veggies, even if you're already buying organic. Okay, so I want to preface this with every single year, the Environmental Working Group releases two important lists. Okay, that is the Dirty Dozen, and that is the Clean 15. So I love the EWG because what they do is they take the most recent data from the USDA and they compile it into a user-friendly list every single year. And this is important because this is really helpful for consumers to understand, hey, these are the top 12 items that have the highest level of pesticide residue. So I know that I probably need to buy these organic. I really should be doing that. And then the Clean 15, it's not saying that there's no pesticide residue on them, but it's not at the level where we need to absolutely buy organic. So my recommendation would be I will drop the EWG website in the comments. And then if you would like, what you can do is you can go on, you can register, and they will send you a PDF of this list. So this list is showing the items that have the highest and lowest levels of pesticide residue, even after washing. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I want to run through this list. I have it up on my other screen. So Dirty Dozen, these are the items that you want to buy organic. Spinach, that's been on the list for a long time, as has strawberries, kale, things like collard greens, mustard greens. Grapes have been on there for a while. Peaches, nectarines, cherries, pears, apples, blackberries, blueberries. And then there was a tie for 12th place. So there's three of them. There's green beans, potatoes, and bell peppers and hot peppers. Okay, they kind of lump the peppers into one category, but very important. And for the Dirty Dozen, you will see a trend if you follow the EWG and get their list every year. A lot of the same items stay in that Dirty Dozen category. Okay. When it comes to the Clean 15, things like asparagus and cabbage, pineapple, watermelon, cauliflower, onions, mushrooms, those are things that you can get away with buying them in a conventional format. So that is a little bit of the refresher. I encourage you to go on there and grab the list. I love how they make it. You can cut it out and just slide it into your purse or into your wallet. It's very, very user-friendly. But I want you guys to think about even the organic produce. It carries things like bacteria and dirt and these pesticides and herbicides, right, that maybe the wind takes them from one field to the next. So if there's an organic farm next to a conventional farm, naturally that produce is going to have residue from the wind. Okay, very important. And these pesticides and herbicides, they are hormone disruptors. They actually can cross the blood-brain barrier, and this over time is cumulative in the body, and the body doesn't know what to do with it. So it affects the gut-brain axis. It causes leaky gut. It causes major hormone disruption. So we see this, I should say, I personally see this in a lot of the clients that I work with, because it's something that they cannot see, but it's something that compounds over time. Okay, so I also want you to think about the handling of your food from farm to fridge. Okay, because we live in a world where we get produce 365 days a year, no matter what season it is, we can get certain produce even out of season. Think about the travel time from that farm to your actual fridge. Then when you eat it, there's depletion in nutrients, handling of the food. So that bacteria is important to get off too. So washing this produce is incredibly important for not only removing residues, but also like bacteria, and that will help reduce your toxic load. I've been seeing a lot in the grocery stores recently, and a lot of ads online about these fruit and veggie washes. Okay, they're great. But here's the thing, guys. All you need is baking soda. Okay, sodium bicarb. That's all you need. Okay. I have this one that I bought for washing because it was just an easy buy at the store. Usually I like to buy the Bob's Red Mill. The Bob's Red Mill comes in a really nice bigger bag, and you can zip it. The one thing about these is they're open, and then you have to store it in another container so it stays fresh and doesn't go bad. But all you need is sodium bicarb. Okay, so you're going to either fill your sink with water, clean your sink, fill it with nice cool water, or a nice clean bowl, and you're going to take 1 teaspoon of baking soda per 2 cups of water. Okay, so if you're doing something like kale, collard greens, a lot of grapes, you're probably going to need more than 2 cups of water. So just be mindful. One teaspoon. If I don't know if I said tablespoon, I apologize if I did, but 1 teaspoon per 2 cups. Okay. So that's important. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to soak your produce anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. And then rinse it thoroughly under running, clean, filtered water and dry it before storing it. So by doing this simple method, instead of buying these expensive washes, you're going to be able to remove 80 to 90% of the surface pesticides, especially from things like strawberries, grapes, apples. They do tend to absorb more residue. And plus, it will help naturally dissolve dirt that is on the organic produce, on those fresh produce products, and wax. Right? There's wax on apples, right? There's wax on certain produce. So it will help dissolve that too. So here's some pro tips. All right. So if you're soaking potatoes or things like carrots, what I recommend is you can soak it. And then if you're going to scrub the outside, just make sure you use a produce brush for those thicker skinned veggies. I'm thinking potatoes, carrots, things like that. You do not want to soak mushrooms. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wet a paper towel or a nice damp rag and just wipe them off. I highly recommend if you're doing greens, think spinach, chard, mustard greens, kale, soak them separately. Okay, soak them separately so that you can actually lift them out of the water. And it's because what happens is there's a lot of grit that is on these greens. So you want to pull them out and let the grit settle on the bottom, rinse it. I wash my greens twice. Okay. I'll do a little bit of a baking soda soak, get everything off of it, and then I will rinse them really good in more water and then pull them out and dry them. Okay. I usually spin them dry. And the result here is really important. Okay. Remember how I talked about the leaky gut and how some of these pesticides and herbicides can really cross that blood-brain barrier, especially glyphosate. That's a big one. Okay. The result here is better hormone health, better gut health. If you have gut issues, by doing this, you're able to help the body heal. Okay, less oxidative stress in the body. And guess what? Your produce is going to taste even better. It's a cleaner tasting bite every single time. So next time you are in the grocery store, grab that box of baking soda, or go onto Amazon, get some Bob's Red Mill. You can, if you're a Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's person, you can get a huge bag of it. You can also use it in your laundry. So there's lots of different uses for bicarb. You can also ingest it. If you have heartburn, it's very neutral. It's wonderful for the body, bicarb is. So give, this is an opportunity to give your fruits and veggies a spa day. That's basically what it is. And it's going to be a lot better for your body. Simple, safe, makes a very big difference over time. So I hope you all found this incredibly helpful. I recommend sharing this with somebody who loves to eat clean or somebody who maybe has some health issues and you think that this would be a great first step for them. All right. Well, have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Don't forget to put your comments in the chat, or once Alana posts this, you can put the comments there, and I am happy to respond to them. So I wish you all a wonderful Wednesday. Hi, Jen. I see Jen on here. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, let me actually look at the chat quick. Jen made it. Yay. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys have all of this information. Let me go ahead and put what I need in the chat. And if you have questions, happy to answer them. Have a wonderful day, everybody.